Hi YouTubers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a few months since my last video post. I've been mega busy in the cakery and we've been dedicating all of our free time to making it the best place to eat cake in Sydney. To start the year off, I've had so many requests to post a tutorial on my vanilla butter cake recipe. So today, that's what we'll be doing.
Actually, it's probably the best option, really.
Now, hands up if you think vanilla is boring. How many of you think chocolate is more exciting flavor? Yes! Right, let's do a comparison. Here's the vanilla pod, member of the orchid family, that's fancy, native to Central and South America as well as the Caribbean. It's believed that it was first cultivated in 15th century in Mexico, even before the Aztecs drank chocolate. Only second to saffron as being the most expensive spice in the world. Now grown across the globe from Tahiti to Madagascar, we should be giving vanilla its due props. Here's the cacao bean, whatever. Grown in South America, West Africa, and Southeast Asia. Watch my video called The Best Chocolate Cake Recipe Ever, hands down, for more details on the history of that one that will remain nameless now. But one gets all the glory, while the other one just takes a bland back seat. I'm here to tell you that vanilla can be just as exciting and deliciously fun as its nemesis. Gather your ingredients including softened butter, sugar, salt, eggs, plain flour, baking powder, whole milk, and vanilla essence or extract. Start with putting into your mixer the butter and the sugar. Make sure you actually get it all in the bowl, not like that. I add the salt in at this stage too. Start on low and watch it go.
Be patient, wait it out, and it'll be beautiful and fluffy before you know it.
Once your mixture is a little lighter and completely creamy and fluffy, start adding your eggs.
Now you want to add your eggs one at a time. And the reason why you do this is because you want the fat and the butter and the sugar to be able to mix in thoroughly and get all of those little molecules covered and coated and protected and lovely before you go and dump a whole bunch in, okay? Egg number 2. Scrape down again. And you just want to scrape it down because it all starts to ride up on the bowl and the egg doesn't get a chance to mix through if it's all on the sides of the bowl. So you just want to scrape it all down, put it all back in together so that everything gets evenly distributed. Egg number 3. Now this may seem like a lot of eggs to you for one cake, but I promise you it'll be worth it because the finished result is going to be beautiful and rich and buttery and just amazing. Last but not least, 4th egg. And these eggs are approximately 50 grams in weight.
When your last egg has been fully incorporated and the song is finished, take your bowl off of the mixer and give it a good fold over.
So I'm just bringing this all together now. And this is ready for all of our liquid and our dry ingredients. Now I usually add the vanilla to my milk.
You may be asking why I've decided to use that instead of the actual vanilla pod and scrape out the seeds. Well, during the baking process, the flavor tends to be stronger if you use the liquid vanillas rather than the paste or the pod seeds. But when we ice baby, That's when the vanilla seeds will get their rightful place in the cake, and trust me, it's going to be delicious and so vanilla-y. So messy. Just to loosen the mixture up, I put a little bit of milk in there before I add the flour and the baking powder. After adding just a little bit of liquid to make your mixture ready to take in the dry ingredients, pop in 3 scoops of your flour at a time in between the milk additions. And once you get confident enough, you don't have to stop the mixing bowl in between additions until you need to scrape down your bowl. Now just mix it through once you've got all of your ingredients together, just until it comes together and is nice and smooth. Look at how gorgeous that is. That is going to make somebody very happy. Time to pan up, as we say in the business. Okay, do you wonder why I'm using an ice cream scoop to take my cake batter and put it into the pans? Well, today's cool tip and trick is use an ice cream scoop, scoop out your cake batter. That way you know exactly how much you're putting into each pan. I've got 3 cake pans here. I've put 3 scoops each cake pan. Now, that means that each layer is going to bake evenly, and I'm not going to have to worry about cutting any of them off to make them look the same. Now with a scraper like this with a straight edge, take this or anything that has a straight edge and just work your batter all the way to the sides of the pans, making each layer nice and flat. Into the oven we go. With a bit of luck and 20-ish minutes, it's going to be ready. Take it out when you notice a few golden brown bubbles or a slight colouring on the top. Take your palette knife and work it around to the outside of your cake round using a cake turntable. Pop your second layer on top. Don't forget to remove the baking paper. You may notice how obsessed I am about using ice cream scoops for measuring out my batters and icings. I just think it's the best way to ensure that you get an equally layered cake with equal amounts of icing every time. Repeat icing and cake layer steps until you're finished. Now, when you start to ice the sides of the cake, a tip is to gather the icing upon your palette knife up to and a little bit higher than your actual cake. Press the palette knife into the side of the cake and wave it back and forth to cover that section. Repeat around the whole circumference of the cake. And drag the icing across the top of the cake until the icing is completely coating the cake crumbs. This is called a crumb coating. Now that I've taken my chilled, crumb-coated cake out of the fridge, I'll put my final coat of icing on and then go over it with my signature textured Z-Wave that is synonymous with my classic vanilla butter cake with creamy vanilla bean icing. For my Z-Wave, I hold my palette knife at the front of the blade. This allows me to easily control the movement of my blade and lever it back and forth up the side of the cake. Once you complete the Z-Wave pattern on the sides, it's time to flatten, then texture the top of your cake. If you think you may not have enough icing on there to make defined lines, then add some more.
I did on this one just to make sure. Now do the swishy swish, wavy wave on the top of your cake and finish with a point up in the middle. My delicious vanilla butter cake with creamy vanilla bean icing. Now, I'm famished and the crew are starting to get hangry, so I better serve it up and let them eat cake.
I hope you've enjoyed watching this toot. If you have any questions or comments, please put them below and I'll answer them as quickly as I can. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications from me. See you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.